And that buzzer means we're live. Hey guys, BJ Dollar here again today with my great buddy Jeff Carley. Jeff, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, BJ. Good to see you again.
Good to see you. Good to see you. And we are so excited to see all of you guys here with us again today because today, well, I can't say it's anything super special, super exciting, but today is another one of our six-part series. And in this training, we're going to talk about what social media is really used for, guys, because you've heard me say it in every single other one of the trainings that we've talked about so far, but this one really drives home because this is where it all really exploded for me. Okay. Social media is so valuable if you have a real world product or service and you're trying to find leads and sales for it. It's a great tool to use. That's the bottom line baseline of my message, because I come from an industry where we sell information-based products and we sell make money online tips and we sell info products, video trainings, and things like that that don't have a natural organic target market besides people who are just trying to learn that craft and make money online. But if you're selling a real world product service, whether it be a health and wellness shake or a cell phone case or a cell phone itself, or travel plans or things like that, if you have a real world product or service that has a real world target audience, social media is super valuable for you because we can show you exactly how to get it out and how to close sales with it. And then we're going to show you how to do that whole entire process, bring it to a 5-figure monthly income, and then put it on autopilot so that it runs your business and creates an income for you while you sip margaritas on the beach all day. Okay? So I'm excited. I'm pumped about that. And for this illustration, we're going to use a real world product. We're going to use the company Solavei. And the reason why I say this is where it all begins is because on Twitter, when I start to talk to you about Twitter, and Jeff has some awesome keywords for you as well, when we go into Twitter, it's going to be really special for me because this is the first company that I ever really used my Twitter techniques to just dive in and crush out the comp plan with. There's a video on my YouTube channel talking about a $14,000 month, the second month. And literally, guys, the massive explosion of just people taking the Twitter trainings that I was doing and using them themselves to grow and grow and grow and build the team. One of my buddies has actually used my training for his team, and his team is 12,000 plus people long, guys. So this is very valuable if you want to make it and you want to build a 5-figure monthly income, or you just want to really get the best bang for your buck and learn how to focus on side number 2 of the Solavei plan, just like yesterday's training Jeff and I did, where there's an advanced comp plan and then there's a very simple basic go sell the product side. We don't talk about the advanced comp plan side, which is odd for me a little bit, because if you know me, you know I'm the comp plan guy because I'm the numbers guy and my brain works like that. But I'm not in Solavei. Jeff's not in Solavei. We're not in any of the 6 companies that we promote in this series and we talk about, just so we can be completely unbiased, although I'm a tiny bit biased in this one because I know my social media marketing skills work in this one because I've built this business before, and I'm a little bit biased because this is where it all blew up for me, really. So I might be a slight bit biased, as in like, hey, this is going to work very well for you, but for the most part, we're completely unbiased. We're not in any of these deals to turn around and say, hey, join our team, come jump in with us. We're actually just going to show you how to build it out while we teach some different marketing strategies, and then show you how to put it on autopilot in case you're in that company and you want to have the CEO kind of lifestyle. So I'm excited. I'm pumped because the product today is all based around cell phones and cell phone service, and that to me just blows my mind because we can show you just how crazy valuable social media is going to be for that, because social media has a major boom on cell phones and being in the cell phone case and being in the cell phone itself kind of sphere. You know, you hear and you probably see all the latest phones on your Facebook wall or in Twitter before you ever ever hear about them on a commercial or pick up the phone and someone's telling you about it or read an email about it. Um, so when you dive into something like this, and when you have a chance as a Solavei rep to really sell cell phones and all sorts of cell phones and cell phone service, that the whole entire key service is if you refer 6, your service is free, or if you refer 9, your premium service is free. You have a major extinct advantage, and we're going to talk about 2 ways to really use that major extinct advantage to your advantage to turn you into a major cell phone provider that's servicing a lot of people with their cell phone, and you creating a real residual income. Because come to think about it, I like real residual income. You like real residual income, Jeff?
Oh, yes, very much so.
I do too. And for that, I have to say I'm the type that I'm the actual proof of real residual income in the cell phone industry, because I've actually had the same service, Verizon, and I've had the exact same phone number since 2000 and 2003, I believe, was when I got my original phone and original phone number, and I've never changed service and I've never changed phone number. So Verizon has been banking off of me for going on 12 and a half years now. So when you look at something like that, it's crazy. And I have to say that maybe I'm not the norm. Maybe I don't keep, or maybe not everyone keeps the same exact cell phone service and cell phone number. But Jeff, how many years have you had a cell phone?
I was just trying to figure that out as you were talking because I can remember I got a cell phone right before my oldest daughter was born, and she is now 18 years old, and I've had the same number, same plan, same everything for that whole period of time. So 96, 1996.
Oh wow! So they have
So
us for 20 years.
yeah, she's 19 now. Yeah, so 20 years. Yeah, almost 20 years. Um, and BJ, and this comes back to what we were talking about earlier. But cell phone bill, it's myself, my wife, 4 kids. Our cell phone bill's gotten to be a significant part of the family budget. When that thing comes out of the checking account, you notice that came out. It would probably be one of our top 5 or 6 bills every month. It's more than our power bill. It's more than our, I mean, about the only thing that's bigger is our home payment, our insurance payment, for our health insurance, and then it's probably our cell phone bill. It's probably our 3rd biggest regular bill every single month.
I
And that tops auto insurance, and that tops our power bill, and that tops, a lot of our regular bills. It's probably 3rd or 4th, I'll bet you. It's embarrassing to say how much our bill is, but it's ridiculous.
Completely, I agree. And thinking out loud, my family all is on the same exact plan as well, because people today, we've noticed that it's become a norm. Cell phones are a norm.
Oh,
Trying to find the best deal on your cell phone is a norm as well. So people are starting to think smarter. So you're doing things like packaging your family all together in a deal so that everybody can get a lower rate and things like that. And that's why I think, again, this is a great presentation. And if you're a Solavei rep, you should really pay attention to what we're talking about, because Solavei is a smart decision. If you really look at it, for all the cheap buyers out there, or the ones who are hunting for a deal, or the someone who doesn't have a cell phone budget, like you just said, you budget that in there, you make sure that you can pay it every month. People don't just go without, though. People don't just go, well, I really don't need a cell phone, so let me just not pay that bill every month. No, they find a way to get it done, or they find a way to make it late so that they can hold on, or they know the day that it's going to get shut off if they're one of those type of people. So what if you, as a Solavei rep, took that mindset that everybody out there is trying to find a better deal, that's trying to make a smart decision when it comes to their cell phone plans? What if you could just find all of those people and talk to all of those people about a cell phone service that could be free for them every single month? Jeff, you said that's your 3rd largest bill. How would your finances change if you didn't have to pay that bill every month, but you still got to keep your cell phone service?
Oh, you know, BJ, the easiest way to get ahead, a lot of people chase this thought of, financial freedom or whatever, and one of the ways that you look at is, well, we got to go out and make more money. Well, the easiest way to have more money in the budget is to save money, to cut expenses. I think I've told you before, I've done a lot of stuff with rental properties and stuff. And the easiest way to turn any business or rental property or anything around family budget is to save expense. It's hard to make more money. It takes more work, it takes more time. There's steps that go into that you have to do if you're going to make more money. But at the end of the day, the easiest way to positively affect a budget is to save money, cut expense. And if a person can cut expense, and with like Solavei, with a free cell phone service, or with going from $85 a month down to $45 a month, that makes a big difference in people's lives, and truly for a commodity service. Just because you're on one cell phone doesn't mean that the other cell phone is better. Cell phone is a cell phone is a cell phone. It used to be cell phones were looked at like a luxury. It was something that was nice to have, but your life wasn't dependent upon it. It was a convenience. Now it's been turned into a must. It's something that everybody has to have. It's how you get a hold of anybody on earth. Nobody's got a phone at home anymore, hardly. It's now gone down to mobile phones in everybody's pocket or purse or wherever. And as long as that phone has got service where you're at, what do you care if it costs you $100 a month or costs you $40 a month or it's free? Same phone, same service, same text or email or call you got. I think the main focus would be is how do you find and make it as affordable as possible? It's a commodity.
That's 100% correct. It is now, like you just said, a household commodity where it's normal. And it's normal for not only the 20-year-olds out there like myself to have one, but the young little children out there to have one. Both my youngest little sister, who's 13 years old, and for all intents and purposes really doesn't go anywhere, has one. And when I had stepdaughters who were a little bit older, they were 12 and 14 at the time, they both had one, and they were both required to have one because they went to school and we needed to keep communication with them, or maybe they went to their friend's house and we wanted to have communication with them. But that's now become the norm, and the actual thought process for parents, for single young people, for every child. It's their desire to have one. They see their siblings, their older siblings have one, they want one, they know that they're going to get one later. It's like,
and BJ, they all know when the older sibling got it to the minute. Well, they got it when they turned 13 years old, 2 months and 4 days. Well, I'm going to be 13 months, 2 years and 2 days. I'm 2 days away. They know to the minute when the older sibling got it because they're in line, because they are going to be next to get it. And you're exactly right. I coach little kid basketball, and everything from third graders up to freshmen in high school, and the young kids. And by young, I mean the kids who can barely tie their own shoes. They've all got cell phones. So it's crazy. But that's the way it is. And like I said, this whole product, when you go, we're with Verizon. You go into Verizon, and you used to go in there 10 or 15 years ago, and they'd wait on you kind of hand and foot. You got great service, and boy, they were quick to respond. And you had a question, and man, my phone is doing this, and there was someone there, professional, ready to help you. Now you go in, and you're just like a line of cattle. They couldn't care less. The service is terrible. You stand and wait for anywhere from 15 to 50 minutes, and by the time you get up there to a person that is not trained to help you, they got to call a phone number to find somebody to help you do whatever the hell they're supposed to know when they're standing there. To me, if a person can go and put a sensible plan in front of someone to teach them how they can reduce or eliminate their cell phone bill, provide them with the same or better service than what they've got right now, and continue to use the phone they've got, No brainer.
Absolutely, and that's so cool about Solavei too. There's a lot of pieces to this puzzle for you as a little guy to try to come in and compete with the Verizons, the AT&Ts, the Sprints. By the way, I have Verizon too, but to come in there as the little guy and compete with them, you really needed some advantage, and that was a huge one. The fact that you could take your Verizon phone and that 200+ dollar phone bill, and you could go and you could get it for $49, and you didn't even have to give up your phone or switch your phone because the iPhone 6 works, the Samsung Galaxy S works, most of the high tech, the entire line of iPhones work actually, but most of the high tech ones that people go, "Ooh, I want that phone," or "Yeah, I have that phone, it's awesome." Those phones work for Solavei, and you can simply go get your EIN number, which you can press a couple of buttons on your phone and it'll pop up. You can put it in there in case you don't have one of the main major phones out there, and you can see if your phone is compatible as well. And most of the time they are, because Solavei does a great job of doing that. Plus, it's a piggyback. It uses towers from some of the major people out there like Verizon and Sprint. So if you have like a Verizon or a Sprint or one of those kind of phones, odds are it's going to work on Solavei as well. So that gives them a major advantage as the little guy to be able to swing in here and go, "I'm not trying to pitch you on a new phone. I'm not trying to sell you on anything. I'm trying to tell you that you can cut your data rate plan in half, and you can come over here and you can be a part of Solavei and still use the same great service that you're getting right now." And that to me is just crazy.
Yeah, and another thing that when I've got you on my computer here, and I got Solavei thing pulled up on my iPad next to me here, but there's no contract with Solavei, no contract. So if you did switch over and it didn't work, or it was worse, or it sucked, or whatever, not that it will, but if it did, you're not tied into 2 years of it. I mean, you could go, you can try, you can see if it really does upset you to pay less for the same thing, and you find out that you're really pissed about that, and you just can't stand the fact that you're paying less money, and you want to switch back, you can certainly go back and pay more if you chose to. But that I think that's kind of cool. No contract. You can use the same phone you're using now, and you're probably going to have as good, if not better, service. But if by chance you don't, you're not tied into a contract. I would assume you can just switch right back out of Solavei into wherever you were, or wherever you want to go back. They'll have you back, and they'll be happy to charge you more than what you were paying.
Yeah, they'll feel like they hit you with the okie doke. They'll be like, "Wait, you were getting this same service with that same phone for $45? Sure, we'll charge you 145. Come on over here, real quick."
Yeah.
They'll make sure. Like, "Did you bump your head? Let's get you signed in this 2 year."
Yeah.
Like, let's go ahead and do that. I completely agree. Just the ability to say that you're on a month to month. Give them the trial basis, even if that's what they're worth. That's awesome. There's no strangling you by the neck like you didn't pay February's bill, now you can't join us, or have that major deductible. I have a buddy who he left Sprint like 3 years ago, and I guess his last bill wasn't paid or it was due or something, and he came back and they had taxed on all sorts of fees to him leaving without paying that bill, and they literally said, "Well, we can't do business with you until you pay all of that plus the fees off." And he's like, "Wait, like, can't I just pay the last month's bill because I'm trying to come back to you guys? Like, what's going on here? Why?" So to be tied into something where you could potentially right now be halfway through your contract, and then all of a sudden they go, we're going to charge you because you missed that payment, or I know you want to come back to us 2.5 years later, but remember that one payment you missed all the way back there? Yeah, that was only like $30, but there's been $300 in fees since then because it's been 2 years. So we're just going to make sure that you pay us all of that before you get signed up for your new cell phone plan and have to pay us out the wazoo again and sign your life away for the next 2 years. No, like the more that we state this, the better position you are as a Solavei rep to really be in position to go swoop in on this market. And in case you're sitting here wondering, like, yeah, well, that's a great plan. Thanks for the strategy, but I don't know how to find those people. That's what we're going to talk about right now. Because
that's why, BJ, when we were talking about this before, that's why I think what we're going to share today with the social media, access.
Mhm.
And when you stop and think about the message, no more contract. Stop letting these companies abuse you. Understand you can be a wise consumer and you can choose to keep more of your money. It's your money. You are not forced to pad the pockets of Verizon or Sprint or AT&T or T-Mobile or USL. It is nowhere in the constitutional law of this country saying you have to pay those people more than necessary. And the ability to be a rep and go out and put a message in front of people telling them, hey, there's an option. Now you don't have to do it if you don't want to, but you do have a choice. And and I think that's probably why Solavei has gotten to be such an incredibly popular company and successful company. They've got a great message. And with the tools you're going to share with folks today, it shows that this can all be done very, very, very easily. And even better, as we wrap up here in a little bit, it can be done for them. And all they have to do is just continue to kind of cash the checks, because this message is so simple and such a no-brainer, and it is a perfect fit for what you're getting into here, PJ.
Exactly. I'm so pumped. I'm so pumped. Let's go ahead and show them what we've been wetting their taste buds for the last 20 minutes. Guys, if you check out, can you see my screen or can you see my Facebook?
Yep, there you are.
Okay, cool, cool. Guys, if you check out my Facebook right now, the same exact strategy is going to be used today as has been used for the last 3 presentations that will be used for the entire 6-part series that we're doing, because this is a no-brainer. We're showing you how to go find customers of the product that you're selling. We don't care about the business opportunity side, the comp plan side. You're going to make the most money if you can become a boss at generating the actual sales itself. Okay, now you're selling Solavei, you're selling a cell phone service. Okay, cell phones are optional, but like we just said, someone can come in with their iPhone or their iPhone 3, 4, 5, or 6 or 6S or all those numbers and letters, and they can switch over to Solavei service if they already have an existing phone. So Facebook, we're going to take that approach on Facebook, and then we're going to go tie into the desire of getting to pay less or pay nothing for your cell phone service when we talk about Twitter, because Twitter will be on steroids for that half of the promoting. So with the psychology here, you already know that we do phishing by looking for Facebook groups and Facebook posts. And by the way, let me just share this with you. This is one of the fan pages, or 2 of the fan pages, and this one has 3.5 million likes. That one has 9.2 million likes. So you would have to assume, even if we took bare minimum numbers and said that 50% of this wants an iPhone and 50% has an iPhone, that's about 5 million people. It's 4.6 million people that already own an iPhone. Okay, guys? Like, we don't have to do, I'm a numbers guy because numbers don't lie, but we don't have to do very big numbers at all for this. Let's actually cut that down to 1%. So 1% of that 9 million even sees an opportunity or sees an offer or has a little bit of interest in you connecting with them and saying, hey, come over here if you want to keep your same iPhone and your same great service, but you want to pay it for free, or you want to get a discount on it. Let's say just 1% of those people, that's 50,000 people actually would check out your opportunity. Okay, they would check out your presentation, your blog post, your video, whatever it is. And let's say just 1% of that 50,000, which would be 500, by the way, 1% of that 50,000 made a smart decision and say, yeah, I'm going to switch over and I'm going to try it. Your life would change overnight. Like, I don't talk about a lot of overnight results in this industry, but your life would change overnight if you brought in 50,000 people, 5,000 people, 500 people. Like, it wouldn't matter. Like, if you brought 500 people into the Solavei deal, even if you got paid $10 on each one, that's $50,000 a month. Like, there's a lot of things going on. Or 500 people, I guess it'd be $5,000 a month. But that would be a overnight life kind of change, and that's from one post, one group. I'm already a part of this because I've actually done this training or similar training before when I was in Solavei. So I already know kind of the numbers and things to do. But let's say we just take just the iPhone, because you could do it with iPhone, you could do it with Samsung Galaxy S, you could do it with any of the major smartphones that people are out there trying to acquire or saying that they're a lover of. And oh, this is funny, but I got a little Sprint commercial over here on the side. But sorry, Sprint, you're not getting any deals off of our presentation here. But so you would very easily just come in and you would join all of these groups. You know, this one has 3,800 members, 4,100 members, 4,300 members, 48 or 4,400 members, 3,500 members, 3,900 members, 4,600 members, and you would go in there with the assumption that everybody owns an iPhone. So if I just went in there and I was looking to connect with these people and I said, hey, I'm team iPhone. If you have an iPhone and you would like to know the secret I'm using to get my service for free, send me a friend request because it works with any iPhone out there. You would get droves and droves of friend requests. People who are going, wait, I have an iPhone. I want to not pay my cell phone service anymore. How can I make that happen? Guys, you can do the same thing here. 3 million likes, 9 million likes, 3 million likes, 430,000 likes, which I actually not only, if you have an iPhone just in general, I would recommend you like this because it gives you all sorts of helpful little tips and hacks to use for your iPhone to get it to work more efficiently, to get cool little things out of it, and it's just a great page. I don't manage it or anything, but I do recommend it. You know, 2 million likes, 1 million or 1.8 million likes, 450,000 likes. And guys, this is just the term iPhone. We could type in iPhone 4, iPhone 5, iPhone 6, iPhone 6S, and we could get all of these people as the micro niches as well. But this is just, like I talked about, throwing the net into the water and pulling in tons and tons of different type of fish because we want tons and tons of fish, okay? So you would like that. You would post right on there, and what's going to happen is if you just send that out, just that same message that I just said, hey guys, I'm Team iPhone, and if you'd like to know the strategy I use to get my cell phone service bill paid for free every month, then go ahead and send me a friend request because all you need is an iPhone and 10 minutes, and I'll explain the secret to you. And boom, you're going to get friend request after friend request after friend request, and all of those people are going to want to know one thing. Hey, how can I get my cell phone bill paid for me? And that's exactly what Solavei does. You say, hey, you got 6 friends who all own an iPhone? I sure do. Excellent. Then your cell phone service is paid for every single month if you switch over to Sprint, or if you switch over from Sprint or Verizon or wherever you're at to Solavei, and you get them to do the same thing. And that's how simple the plan is, guys. And there's no pitching, there's no trying to say, oh, we have the best service. You don't have to do anything more than that because you're getting the innate desire from these people who are saying, yeah, I want that. And if you're posting in all the groups, you already know our goal is to get you 15 to 30 new friend requests every single day. So imagine if 30 people a day asks you, how do I get how do I get my cell phone service paid for every single month? Even if you closed 1 out of 3, you close 10 a day. If you close 1 out of 6, you close 5 a day. If you closed 1 out of 10, you close 3 a day. If you closed 1 out of 15, you're closing 2 a day, and you're making 2 sales a day in Solavei. But even if we just got to the 1 out of 10 and you were making 3 a day, you're consistently building at such a rate that, 1, you're helping people get their cell phone service for free. 2, you're getting real residual because all of the people that you talk to are in it to get their cell phone service paid for free. So they're going to go out there and find those 6 people that Solavei needs so that their service is free. And then that's a real residual that never goes away. Jeff, I know this is kind of a redundant question at this point, but you already told me you've had the cell phone service plan, and obviously cell phones have been a part of your life and your family's life since 1996. If we could cut your cell phone bill to 0, how many more months would you run your cell phone plan?
Oh, forever, you know. And BJ, you're hitting on a great point there as you show, you know, the tools that are available on Facebook and the ability to reach a targeted audience with a message that can help them is that's the key to all marketing. And especially for the folks we're talking to here, because these are small business, home business entrepreneurs. This is not, we're not talking to people who have got 1,000 employees. We're not talking to big multi-conglomerate businesses. We're talking to folks like us. People who have got, a vision. They want to see a business do well for them. And when you look at what they can do with just Facebook alone, and the ability to go out and get two or three sales a day, that's more sales in a day than most small home businesses do in a quarter. The numbers for home business and their failure rate are stunning. I mean, it's so sad because there's so many people who are trying so hard, but for so many of them, they never make money. It's 97% of all home-based businesses never make a dime. And when you talk about a simple tool that can be used that could generate even just one sale a day, let's say, one sale a day every single working day. And now the next thing, and that's always the issue for folks like ourselves who've got a home business, that's a great tool, BJ, but how long is it going to take me?
Exactly.
And the question always gets to be, man, that looks great. I'd love to be making one sale, two sales, three sales a day, but how much time do you have to spend to do that? Well, it's probably not inconceivable. That's going to take 2 or 3 hours, 3 or 4 hours of daily consistent work every single day to get those results.
Yes, consistently. And you want to post 2 or 3 times a day, really, because you're allowed to post up to 3 times a day. And if you're even maxed out in your groups without getting that Facebook notification of you're posting too many times. So I would say even if every single time only took you 45 minutes to an hour, if you did it 3 times a day, that would be 3 hours in your day that's being consumed.
Well, and then you're going to have people respond back. You're going to have people with, interact. There's going to be a lot of stuff that just isn't. It isn't just the posting. So you post. They're going to have some people reply back. You're going to have some smartasses. You're going to come back and say, "Oh, you're full of shit," and it doesn't, And you're going to have some who are going to say, "Wow, I didn't even know." There's going to be some interaction time, some conversation. That takes time. And that gets to be, and you've seen folks who have gone in and done home business stuff and been successful. You've also seen folks who have gone in and they've not been successful. And the people who are not successful are the ones who are not able to put consistent daily work into their business. Or, more importantly, have consistent daily work done for them.
Right. There's only 2 elements that create success. 1 is knowing the right path to follow, and then 2 is consistently following it. That's it. There's no magic genie. There's no super secret. There's no success is reserved for these people over here. So unless your last name is Gates or Trump or Buffett, you're not going to be successful. Anyone and everyone has the same exact chance and the same exact race to success. And it's always the same formula. Create the right formula and consistently follow the right formula. Mm-hmm. We completely are mapping out the right formula for them, and you hit the nail right on the head by telling him the only reason that makes this the right formula, besides we know where the leads are and we know how to get to them, is you consistently following this formula and consistently knocking on that door. Because social media is something that builds and builds and builds, but it's something that only builds if someone is building it. It's great at building. It'll build you an entire empire if someone actually consistently builds that empire. It doesn't just overnight pop up with no effort from someone, whether it be the business owner or someone that you've outsourced to handle your responsibilities for you, or your team going out there and building. There's not a single blueprint on the planet, actually, that is, if someone isn't following the blueprint, that's going to build something of its own. So we're giving you and we're giving them the blueprint that they need. But what you just said is so important, guys. You have to follow it. You've got to put in the man hours, or the man hours at least have to be put into your business to create success following this blueprint, because the blueprint by itself will do nothing.
No, no, not at all. And that really is, you know, the tool with Facebook, the tools of being able to use Twitter, you know, the ability to reach audiences. You know, people these days do not go to the newspaper. They do not go to, you know, old antiquated ways to look for solutions to their problems. Most people, they're looking for answers, they're looking for their news, they're looking for their updates, either through a search bar or by going to Facebook and asking people, hey, what can you do? How do I do this? You know, I would bet you if I went on my Facebook right now, there'll be 4 or 5 people who are asking a question of something to the audience. And it might be something as much as, hey, where can I get a new set of tires? To what's a good idea for dinner tonight? This is all I've got sitting in the shelves. You know, that's how people are used to getting their information. And to me, what really puts folks like ourselves, home-based entrepreneurs, in an advantage is people are asking. You can reach out and give them information that they would much rather hear from you than they would from some big company running another ad on TV at night that interrupts a show they really want to watch. You know, we watched the Big Bang Theory around our house, and 30-minute TV. I'll bet you there's not 18 minutes of TV and 12 minutes of ads. It's ridiculous. People are sick to death of it. And being able to market to people in a way in which is not intrusive, it allows them to just kind of receive information as they want. They'll raise their hand and say, hey, would you help me with? That really puts a small business owner in an advantageous position. The problem is, with that type of marketing, it's time intensive. It takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of clicking and typing and clicking and typing and clicking and typing. It takes a lot of kind of quote unquote manual labor. But the beauty for the social media part, it can be done for you, so you can just play the role of CEO, to where you're the one who is overseeing, you're the one who's directing and guiding and providing content and providing ideas and providing, you know, general message, but you can have another person very, very, very affordably doing the manual labor part for you and making sure it happens every day. That's the part. That's the key component. Every single day it goes on. And we all suffer of having good intentions. And that's one of the problems, and that's one of the failings for many small business owners, myself included. We all think we have to do everything. Everything that's got to get done's got to be done by me, because no one else will do it better than me. I'm the man. I'm the woman. I'm the king. I'm the queen. You know, that mindset is also what causes many of our businesses to fail, because we think we all have to do it all. We don't get anything done. I do it. I'm as guilty as anyone. But the ability to market in this avenue and in this median and have it done for you, that in itself could be the single key that makes a business successful.
And that's so true. You know, it's the way that the world is going, in my opinion, because
oh, absolutely.
I look back to this formula, and really I created this 5-figure a month blueprint that generated me a high 5-figure a month income in a previous company, and it was this exact social media blueprint plus the Twitter side, which we didn't really get into, but Twitter's like steroids for this, and we'll talk about that for maybe 2 minutes here at the end. But what's happened, what's evolved since that plan has happened is I created that plan with one goal in mind originally. I want to create a high residual monthly income but I only want to work a couple of hours a day. Give the great illustration of making doctor kind of money on banker kind of hours. Well, I took that to the next level and kind of made it just a couple of hours a day, 2 or 3 hours a day of my time that I could invest and then reap the benefits and profits of. But then I realized something. Mr. McDonald, or whoever owns McDonald's, created McDonald's, wasn't there for.
Yeah, Ray Kroc.
Okay, Donald Trump is not there building his Trump towers, and he's not having his hand in every single business deal that goes down. Bill Gates is no longer sitting there creating computer language and creating and updating all the softwares. Mark Zuckerberg, I mean, he may actually still have a hand or two in Facebook but for all intents and purposes, is no longer being the cocky little guy that's out there going, yeah, my rinky-dink thing that I'm working on is going to take over the world. These guys created a blueprint that worked, that anyone could do, but it took their expertise to figure out. And then they made it so that someone else could do it, and they handed it off to someone to do so that their time could be better spent doing other great things or creating new ideas or steering the vision of the boat that now is being run on autopilot. And that's today's entrepreneur, but they just don't know it yet. Is the fact of the matter is, doesn't matter if you're promoting Solavei, doesn't matter if you're promoting your own company, doesn't matter if you're promoting one of the 6 companies that we do this series about, you are a business owner. You've already stopped the status quo. You've already showed us that you're different, because if you weren't different, you'd be at McDonald's working a 9 to 5, or you'd be at Harrison Teeter working from 10 to 6. You've already shown that you have a different thought process and a different wavelength, and you want a different reality. Okay, so why trade unless your whole entire goal, your whole entire vision was just to work your butt off from home instead of working your butt off from McDonald's? Why not trade that thought process of you have to work your business and create a thought process of someone has to work your business? Because if you want to be a CEO, if you really want to be a boss, it doesn't involve rolling up your sleeves and working 9 to 5 and then 5 to 9 and then back to 9 to 5 like it did in the 80s. You know, this is not that day where the business owner is the one that's actually flipping the burgers and he's running his own joint. On the internet, every single one of the jobs that we just showed you, all the responsibilities of lead generating and sales closing, can be done by anyone. It's not special. You don't have to be special. You just have to know what you're doing. And we just gave you the blueprint here. But what's even cooler is we gave our social media outsourcers the blueprint here, guys, because what we offer and what will change the game for you as a Solavei rep is joining and locking arms with us and letting our service and our expertise work for you. How could they do that? They can do that this way right here. For $375 up front, and then $250 per month, you can have a social media outsourcer who's been trained on this exact training program and has been trained in all of our social media lead generation and sales closing techniques to come into your business and work it Monday through Friday in your business for you to generate you leads. Have, hold, and close you conversations with those leads, and introduce them to either a video that does the selling and telling for you or some sort of report that does the selling and telling for you for Solavei, and close your Solavei business. Close your Solavei sales. If you've watched this in one of the other business opportunities in the series, they will close those sales for you. If you're creating your own product or service, they can close those sales for you. These guys will not only go out there and create you more leads, create you more sales, but they'll make you important on the internet. And the way they do that, I know that sounds pretty cool, the way they do that is they build your warm market and your following. They'll get you more Facebook friends. They'll get you more Twitter followers. You'll find more views on your YouTube videos. You'll find more people opting into your list. You'll find more customers in your organization and new business builders in your team. Guys, having someone running all the day-to-day minute details that may or may not be income producing activities. Some of them may just be some regular activities. Some of them may be your actual sales closing and income producing activities that make you a paycheck. having those done for you, number one, could boost your productivity rate because someone who knows what they're doing is doing them. And number two, it could boost your lifestyle because now you could sit and watch videos from us all day, or sit on a beach and and sip sweet tea all day, or take your family out on a vacation, or take a day to yourself, go golfing or play basketball with the boys, and your business doesn't stop just because yours does. Your business actually continues to build itself and build an empire for you on autopilot, and as Jeff, as you say, for just $10 a day, right?
Well, and BJ, here's the thing. My bet is that nine out of 10 of the people who are listening to this message, your business really isn't where you'd like to see it. You know, it's not making the high four, low five figure monthly income that all of us want our businesses to do. You know, the goal for everybody, you know, there's that magical six-figure income. You know, my bet would be that 9 out of 10 folks who are listening to this, your business is not making you the six figures. And there's nothing wrong with that, okay? I'm not taking a shot at that, okay? But the reason it's not is because the things like we've described today are just not getting done on a daily basis. And like BJ mentioned there, and I really want to kind of drive this point home right now, you know, what you get with the social media outsourcing is you get a proven formula that gets followed every single workday. Okay? A proven formula that gets followed every single day. And for most of us who are in different businesses, we're looking for a proven formula, and then it gets to be our responsibility to follow it every day. And if you're going to follow something every single day, you've got to have the time, you've got to commit the time, and you've got to do the actions. And if you've been in Solavei for a while and you're not making the income you want, it's probably because those actions are just not getting done on a consistent basis. Or you're not following a proven path, or both. So I guess the thing I would encourage you, if you really stop and think about this, it's $10 a day. It's basically lunch out. And you've got the ability to have action being taken in your business every single day. You know, with the resources and the tools, with the transparency of this, you'll get to see what's going on. You can log in and see with your Facebook, with your Twitter, with the different accounts that come with it. You know, you will get to see that stuff's getting done. And the part that I find most, what I want for all small business owners is to enjoy success and to have a thriving, prosperous business. And what I love about this tool is it's affordable, it's available, and it's within reach most home business entrepreneurs. You know, if the difference between a successful business and a failing business is $250 a month, we can all come up with ways to make that $250 a month. You know, you can go on eBay and sell stuff. You can go on Craigslist and sell. You know, there's ways to come up with that money until the revenue is coming back in from the successful business. You know, it's just a matter of really making a plan and having it happen. And like I said before, for a small business owner to have somebody literally working every single day for multiple hours on your business for you, there's you can't even put a figure on how much that can be worth. And I would really encourage you to stop and think as a business owner. You know, if I don't have the business I want right now, if I continue doing what I'm doing, is that going to change? Am I going to get the business I want? Am I going to get the 1,000 a week or 2,000 a week or 10,000 a month or whatever the income goal is you have for your business? Are you ever going to get there if you keep doing what you've been doing? I think we all know the answer to that is probably no. Okay, well, what options are there that are available that are affordable? You know, it isn't like you've got to go out and spend $3,000 a month on paid traffic or do a $5,000 to $8,000 direct mail campaign. You look at some of the other options for marketing a small home-based business: direct mail campaigns, media buys, traffic. A, a lot of that stuff, you're talking four figures and more a month. It's easy to get to 1,000, 3, 5, $8,000 in marketing expense to hopefully basically produce the exact same results that you can get from your social media outsourcing. And the part that we haven't really even talked on much right now, but we'll cover more in follow-up videos to this series. But how do you, once you're a social media outsourcer, how do you become a social media outsourcing CEO? And how do you really manage that and optimize your relationship with that groups that you're building? How do you continually bring value to them? How do you bring content to them? We're just touching on the surface right now of what the social media outsourcing can do for daily activity. But when you really look at the social media outsourcing CEO position, and you look at building that over a 4 to 6 month period of time, you would have the opportunity to build a huge influence with a group who will very openly tell you what they want. And that's probably a topic for another video. But BJ, I think this has been great, and I really, really, really like what this social media outsourcing can do with Solavei. This is a perfect combination.
I agree. I am completely on board with that vision. And you know what, Jeff? Most people would stop right there and just say, this is a great service. It's a perfect fit for Solavei. Pay us the $375 and the $250 per month, and you've got your own social media outsourcer that's building your business for you. But we don't. We never do. On top of what you just dropped on them, that whether they buy or not, they can be a part of our How to Be a CEO using social media outsourcing free training series that we're coming out with. We have another bomb drop on them as we close here, and that's that this service had a little bit of wiggle room in it. So we turned it into an affiliate offer that you can earn a residual commission off of, and the coolest part is we end up helping you build that income stream. Because like Jeff just said, is if you know the only difference between you being successful and you not being successful is the $375 up front or the $250 a month to run your social media outsourcer, you're going to do whatever it takes to come up with that $375 or that $250 a month. And we're going to help you do that, because you can turn around and have your social media outsourcer, while they're out there talking to people about Solavei for you, while they're out there generating you a lead and building your warm market, introduce social media outsourcing to the other marketers they come across, the other people that may join your Solavei team, the other people that may not join your Solavei team because they're in another business opportunity, but they need this service anyway. And every time that happens, you make $100 up front off the $375 package, and you make $50 a month in residual monthly income that comes in month after month after month. And just to drive this nail home, Jeff, if you were successfully bringing in a positive stream of income from paying that $250 per month, how many months would you pay that $250 a month?
Oh, every single month. And and this gets to be the next part when you start looking at Solavei. One of the things that's always talked about in the direct selling industry is the duplication. People join your team, and the goal is to help them get free cell phone service. Well, they got to get 6 or get 9 to do that. Well, how are they going to do that? Well, now you can just plug them right in to the social media outsourcing service that you're currently using. They use to accomplish the same thing you just accomplished. And you stop and think about it. If you build a team of 25, 50, 100 people, that gets to be a significant secondary income coming off of the social media outsourcing. Not to mention the fact of what it builds for your downline and builds for your organization inside of Solavei. It is a perfect companion product to go with what folks are trying to accomplish with their Solavei business.
So true. So true. So now, guys, now that we've mapped out the process for you, you can take the process and you can go build your own empire with it. You can go build your own Solavei business and roll up your sleeves and dedicate, just a couple of hours a day. That's not a lot. Just go dedicate a couple hours a day. Or you can go ahead and click the link below. You can pay the $375 and then the $250 a month as we continue with you, because you'll never stop the service if you want me to be honest. And we're going to help you build out two income streams at the same time, make your Solavei business extremely profitable, and teach you how to go out and just launch and find cell phone buyer after cell phone buyer, and then also turn around and help you build a residual income stream and eventually get your social media outsourcer for free. Get those to your fifth sale and you're making $250 a month from social media outsourcing. So guys, click the link below right now. Get started, get pumped, get excited, and let's rock this. Let's go ahead and take your Solavei business and your social media outsourcing business to the next level. And make sure you stick around for the rest of the series and for our free training series of how to be the CEO of your social media outsourcing empire. And Jeff, being on here with me today.
Thanks, BJ. It's been great.
Awesome, awesome. Guys, we had a blast. Thank you for watching this. Hope you took value from this training. We'll see you on the next one. And as always, we'll see you at the bank. Take care.